Good morning, everyone. Happy weekend. This video is going to give you some tips on meal planning and figuring out what you're going to eat every day, and then also give you some ideas for prepping and getting ready for the week and having things on hand and easy to grab and ready to go so that you are successful. So the first thing I want to talk about is the planning. Everyone plans a little bit differently, and there's a lot of different options for planning. So a couple of them include there's a 21 Day Fix app. That's an official app made by the Beachbody company. It's called 21 Day Fix Tracker Official, and you'll see the company name is Beachbody LLC. You can get it in either the Apple Store or the Google Play Store for Android or iPhone, and it's totally free and it's really convenient. So if you're kind of more of a techie person and you like to track things on your phone, that app might be a really good option for you. So download it, check it out. You basically put in your weight and it automatically tells you how many containers you have each day. It'll give you a whole list of, like, you click red and it'll give you all the reds that are available, and you can choose the one that you're picking, whether it's Shakeology or whatever it might be, and it helps you figure out how many of each color you've used and how many are left for the day. So that's one option. If you're more of a paper and pencil person, you can just do it in your notebook. I mean, that's how I really normally do things, is across the top of my piece of paper, I will literally write like RRRR for my 4 reds, and GGG for my 3 greens, and PP for my 2 purples. And then I go through and I write breakfast and I plan out what my breakfast is going to be. I write next to each thing, like, 2 scrambled eggs, I might write 1 R, and then I cross off that R that I wrote at the top. And then same thing, like lunch, snacks, you name it, and then I cross them off across the top as I've accounted for them, and then I know that I've gotten everything and I've gotten the right variety. Another thing you could do is, Emily uploaded in the files of this group a couple of possible tracking sheets that you could use. As you really get used to this program, it's going to become like second nature. And so right now it might seem, if you're new, really overwhelming and kind of like this is a lot to think about and a lot of work. But as you do it, even after the first week, it'll start to become second nature, and you won't be stressing about how can I fit in this container, or what is even a possibility for blue or red or whatever it might be. It really becomes easier. But you got to take some time ahead of time to plan for it and figure out what works for you. Pinterest. Pinterest has tons of tracking sheets as well that are, printable PDF kinds of things. Or you can just Google like 21 Day Fix tracking sheet. This is such a popular program because it works. And so there is so much out there that many, many Beachbody coaches have created. So check it out. Just Google and you'll be amazed at what you find. Pinterest has literally thousands of recipes that are 21 Day Fix friendly. And so that's what you would Google or pin: 21 Day Fix friendly breakfast, 21 Day Fix friendly chocolate snacks, or whatever it might be. And there's so much out there. And then another thing, and I realize in the camera this is backwards, this is the Fixate cookbook. It's kind of created by Autumn, who runs is the creator of 21 Day Fix program, leads all the workouts. This cookbook is awesome. So I didn't have this for like my first year of doing the 21 Day Fix, and I just bought it maybe 4 months ago. And what I love about it is it divides up into breakfast, lunch, dinners, soups, salads, desserts, things like that. And then again, I realize this is backwards, but at the top it'll give you the title. It'll tell you, like how long to cook it for, how many total servings, and it tells you exactly which containers each serving counts for. So how many greens, how many yellows, how many teaspoons, etc. And then that takes a lot of the guessing out of the planning. Hold on, sweetie, I'm busy right now, okay? I'll come help you in a minute. Okay, so those are just some options. If for the first week you might go really simple. So maybe you are literally just going to pick something off the red list, pick something off the yellow list, pick something off the green list, and call it your dinner. For example, you might just say, a chicken breast and 1 cup of broccoli and 1 yellow of cooked brown rice. And that might be your dinner for a few days. And it's simple and that's easy to do. And it might not even be very different from what you're already doing. So for some of you, you might already be eating really clean, and what you're really using this program for is the portion control and really scooping out. Use those containers. You know, Emily laughs at me and she makes fun of me because I actually use my colored containers and I eat out of them. So I will fill this up with my fruit and I will, you know, pack it up and bring it to work, or just eat right out of it at home, rinse it out and use it again. I will literally use my yellow to scoop out my rice when I'm, you know, cooking for my family and making dinner or something like that. So you do what you need to do. We did post a cheat sheet that says, you know, how much each of these are worth, so you can do that too. I never remember, probably because I always use these to scoop everything out. Okay, so meal planning. When you sit down to fill out the app or fill out your piece of paper, whatever it might be, start with a couple days at a time. Your homework is to plan Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday and post them. Post whatever your plans are. Maybe it's a screenshot of the app. Maybe it's just a photo of your sheet of paper where you're tracking it, whatever it might be. It's normal to only be able to do a few days at a time. Just because you might plan a dinner and then plan it to be the next night's leftovers, and then you need to plan again. And that's okay. So don't feel like I have to have an entire week, all 7 days planned out at once, because some people do that and that works for them. There's no way. Like, life gets in the way. We run out of bread or whatever it might be. And so for me, that's just not doable. So I do a few days at a time and try to think of day 2 as just a repeat. So I might eat the same breakfast 2 days in a row, the same lunch 2 days in a row, and the same dinner because I use leftovers from the night before for 2 days in a row. And it is what it is, and that's regular life. You don't have to have some big fancy thing on Monday and then something completely different and fancy on Tuesday and something totally different and fancy on Wednesday. You know, you got to make this program work for you. Okay, so I would start by thinking about, you know, what do I like to have for breakfast? So a few different ideas that I'm going to give you now are, let's see, English muffins. I love to toast an English muffin, put a couple slices of turkey bacon on it that I will just like quick zap in the microwave, and then a slice of cheese. And right there I've got a blue, half a red if I only use 2 of the turkey bacon slices, and actually 2 yellows when I do my English muffin, which is really hard for me, but I'm a fan of that for breakfast. Another really popular option is to make like egg cups in muffin tins. So what you'll do is you'll make scrambled eggs, add in whatever you want. Maybe it's cooked turkey bacon or slice of, you know, deli turkey or whatever it might be, fresh veggies, whatever you like. Mix it up in a bowl with your eggs and pour them in here. And it's approximately 1 egg per muffin cup. So if I was going to fill this whole tin, I'd probably use a dozen eggs. And then you fill it up and you pop it in the oven for like 20 minutes at like 350. I don't know, I'll have to look again, but that's usually what I do. I just kind of watch it. And then you have these little like muffin shaped egg cups, and 2 of them count as a red, and if you add in some veggies it might count as like half a green. And you can grab those quickly for breakfast every day. Pop them in the microwave to warm it up or whatever it might be, and that might be 6 days worth of breakfast if you like it like that, or a few days if you're doing this with your spouse or whatever it might be. So that's another option for breakfast. Another thing I like to do, and I really like doing this more in the summer, but it's good in the winter too, is to make overnight oats. So if you're not familiar, you take oats. So I just pre-portion my oats in a little container like this, a little glass container, and I keep it in the cupboard. And then the night before, when I'm just looking at what am I having the next day, the night before I will add in, I usually just do Greek yogurt. Some people do Greek yogurt and almond milk or something like that. But I'll add in my Greek yogurt, mix it all up, and then put it back in the fridge, and overnight they soften, and then I top it with like a few berries and I'm ready to go for breakfast. And it ends up being like a yellow, and for the amount of Greek yogurt I put in, it's like half of a red and a little bit of a purple. Sometimes I don't really count. So if I do a few berries on top and like a drizzle of honey, I don't really count that. It's such a tiny amount that I don't really account for it. And I still am successful. So kind of keep some of that stuff in mind. If it's a full teaspoon of honey, then you might do like 1 tea. Honey counts as a teaspoon. So those are a few breakfast ideas. As far as lunches go, I like to use these. So I bought these on Amazon, and they are 3-portion meal prep containers. And I think I got like 7 of them, one for each day of the week for lunches, for maybe $10. And they're microwavable, they're freezable, and they're really handy. So usually what I'll do is I'll load this with lettuce and like non-soggy veggies so I can prepare a few days ahead of time. And then in here I might put something for a yellow, so maybe it's rice or quinoa or something like that. Maybe it's even like some whole wheat crackers. I love Triscuits as a snack, or you know, just as some kind of yellow. I love to use Triscuits. You can have 8 whole wheat crackers for 1 yellow. So I'll often take this and then like cottage cheese. Cottage cheese is an awesome red. And so I might do like a salad over here and get a couple of greens worth in here. And then I might do my whole wheat crackers here and some cottage cheese here. And then I've got a yellow and a blue and a couple greens. And then maybe if I brought, you know, like a banana for 2 yellow or 2 purples worth of fruit or whatever. So this is an option for you, and you don't have to have these containers, of course, but it's kind of nice to have something like this where there's the 3 compartments and you can prep ahead of time. But, you know, just like the little square Ziploc containers work as well. Hi, honey. I'll be with you in just a couple minutes, okay? Okay, when it comes to like preparing meats and things like that, here are a couple suggestions. I use my crock pot like crazy when it comes to cooking meat. It's not as big of a deal in the winter to have your oven going like all day long on a Sunday or whatever, but my crock pot is awesome. So I will take this and I will fill it with like a bag of frozen chicken breasts, or you could do like already thawed chicken breasts as well, and that actually cooks even better. But I will literally like take the bag of frozen chicken breasts, I think it's like 40 ounces, dump it in here, maybe add a little bit of seasoning and oil, and then put that on high for like 2 or 3 hours. And what I end up with is shredded chicken, and it's so convenient to use. I mean, you can shred it or you could chop it up or whatever you want, and then it's really handy to have for salads, for wraps, all kinds of things. I mean, you could use it to make like a chicken salad sandwich with shredded chicken and a little Greek yogurt, or shredded chicken and a little avocado and some seasoning. So I highly recommend your crock pot for something like that. Your crock pot is also great for cooking like sweet potatoes or a squash or baked potatoes. Load that thing up and put it on low for like 6 hours or something along those lines. And bake up some potatoes ahead of time. Bake up your sweet potatoes ahead of time. Sweet potatoes and regular baking potatoes count as a yellow. Squash, however, counts as a green, which is awesome because it's filling like a yellow, but it takes up a green and counts as a veggie instead. So that's really nice to have, and the crock pot is really, really convenient for cooking those kinds of things. Okay, so I would recommend getting wraps or like a whole wheat wrap or something like that. And then you can prepare a couple days worth ahead of time. Again, be careful about soggy veggies like tomatoes and things like that. Maybe add those at the last minute. Let's see what else. Salads, same thing. You know, pre-prepare some salads ahead of time. And then get your dressing ready ahead of time. There are a lot of 21 Day Fix friendly dressings that you can make yourself. If that is way too overwhelming to you and you're thinking, I don't have time to make homemade dressings, I totally get that. I will buy, like, this is from Aldi. It's just an aged balsamic vinaigrette. It's the organic one, so I feel a little better about buying it. And I still count it as an orange. So I will fill up my little orange container and have that ready to go for my salad. And it's honestly, the ingredients in this is very similar to the balsamic vinaigrette recipe that's in this 21 Day Fix guide that you got when you ordered your 21 Day Fix kit. So keep that in mind. A lot of the vinaigrettes, especially if they're more organic, will be a good option for you if you just don't have the time to make or to home make your dressings and things like that. But I have made a few of the dressings in this 21 Day Fix eating plan book and out of here, and they're really good. And it's refreshing to eat something like that you completely know all of the ingredients that are in it. So that's kind of nice. Oh, and then for salads and stuff, don't hesitate to buy stuff like this. It's not a big deal. You make it easy on yourself. You don't have to buy you know, a bunch of romaine hearts and slice them and cut them and wash them yourself. Like, go easy on yourself, because this is a lot of planning, and if you want to be successful, you've got to find shortcuts. So things like this. Okay, dinners. Dinners are, you can get as fancy or as unfancy as you want. So there are tons of recipes. It's not like you do just have to pick something off the yellow, something off the green, something off the red, and call it a dinner. There's tons of stuff out there. Our challengers make sweet potato hashes and crock pot lasagnas and pot roast, and there's all kinds of things that you can make. Tons and tons of recipes out there that are like creative, and it's hard to imagine that they're even 21 Day Fix friendly, and they are. Hi, sweetie. Oh, do you want that? 1 second. There you go. Okay, go eat. So for dinners, yes, you can feed your family this food. You don't need to make something separate. You very much can find stuff. So just Google 21 Day Fix friendly dinner recipes or casseroles or things like that. I love making casseroles because I can pop them in the oven, cook them, and then I have half of it ready for the next night. It's just easy for me. It's convenient. Not a lot of prep, you know, or prep ahead of time and then just pop it in the oven. So that's kind of my preference. Okay, what am I missing here? Oh, another great thing to kind of make ahead of time and keep on hand is ground turkey or lean ground beef. Season it up, taco seasoning, Italian seasoning, whatever it might be, and then have that on hand for the week. So you can make a taco salad, or you can make tacos for your family. I mean, tacos are a great choice. Whole wheat tortillas, ground turkey. You can fill a green with some shredded lettuce and diced tomatoes and sliced green pepper, or whatever it might be. And then you might fill a blue with your cheese and then dump it all over your tacos or whatever it might be. Greek yogurt is an awesome alternative to sour cream. If you just put like 1 teaspoon of salsa on your tacos, count it if you want, but this entire thing, this entire purple actually is a salsa. So this, if you want to have a whole thing of salsa, then you would count a whole purple. But if you're just having a teaspoon, don't count it. Just, you know, top your taco with it and move on, and don't stress about it. Okay, snacks. Snacks are so easy. Pre-portion out a blue of cashews, or pre-portion out, you know, a mixture of nuts or things like that. String cheese is an awesome snack. I usually actually count 2 string cheese as 1 blue because I buy the low-fat kind, and so I count 2 of them as a blue. Or I'll have 1 of them as half a blue, and then I'll have some avocado later on, like on my sandwich or whatever it might be, and count it as my other half a blue. Hold on 1 second, honey. 1 second. There you go. Okay, go play. Okay, I know this video is getting super long. I will type everything out as well so that you don't have to watch the whole thing if you don't want to. Oh, protein balls are really great, and we'll post some recipes for that. Peanut butter, nuts, dates, a little vanilla, some cinnamon, whatever you like, a little bit of chocolate chips. Those make awesome protein balls, and they usually count like 2 of them for a yellow. And they're a great snack, and they're tasty. So they don't necessarily feel like you're, you know, on a 21 Day Fix or something like that. They're healthy, protein filled, got a little sugar in them, sweet fix. Okay, and then fruit, when you're talking fruit and veggies, chop ahead of time. So this weekend, spend some time having fresh veggies that are easy to grab. So you can grab just a bag of, you know, a mix of carrots and green peppers and tomatoes or whatever it might be. If you love fruit, make sure you pay attention to your purple portions. You don't want to go overboard. A banana does count as 2 purples, which is horrible to me because I love bananas, but it is what it is. If you throw a half a banana in your Shakeology in the morning, you got to count that as one of your purples. So kind of keep that in mind and how you're going to spread them out over the course of the day. I have to have a morning snack, an afternoon snack, and honestly, I'm so hungry at like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and I maybe am not just going to go to bed. So I usually will plan for a fruit for my bedtime snack, and I'll do like my 2 teaspoons of peanut butter and an apple or something like that, and that's my bedtime snack. And that's what I know about myself, is that I have to be able to eat something at that time of night, and so I usually will save one of my purples for that. So think about that kind of thing, and you'll figure it out as you go as to what works for you, and what you need to do. Okay, so now I will type all this out and type out all these ideas so that you have them in writing as well. What I would really love is if you were a repeat challenger, it would be awesome if you would start sharing some of your very favorite recipes. So like some of you I know have like an apple cinnamon muffin every morning. Let's see that recipe again for our new challengers. A lot of you make like the sweet potato hash or the crock pot lasagna, or I know a couple of you have made the enchilada quinoa bake that I posted like on my own personal health and fitness page that I think Emily actually shared with me, and that's an awesome recipe. So there's so many good recipes out there that a lot of you have liked and keep making, and that would be really helpful for our new challengers to see. So post a link or post a recipe or whatever it might be in the comments below, and any tips that you guys have for meal prep. I'm sure I missed a million things, even though this video is extremely long. So I hope that's helpful. Let us know if you have any questions. Don't hesitate to ask questions. No question is a dumb question. I don't care if you're new or repeat, doesn't matter. We're here to help, so let us know. Take care. Bye-bye.